The GMen, October 22nd, 2025. Apple TV, Cubed.
The GMen Show. Okay, it's a bit ropey, but considering they've only made a handful of episodes, I think these podcast beginners can be quite proud of themselves. Wait, what? They've done over 700 episodes? Well, they should be damn well ashamed of themselves. The GMen Show with Guy and Gaz.
Welcome to the GMen podcast. Thank goodness Apple has simplified their product line with M5 chips in certain devices and not in others. The seemingly never-ending line of executives tossed into an alligator pit. I mean Apple AI initiatives. And now, finally, they have straightened out the device and service confusion surrounding their streaming offerings by calling everything Apple TV. Stay tuned for the next initiative when they rename the phone to, Apple TV. Gaz, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, actually. It seems like a soupçon since we were last talking. And within that soupçon period, we actually went down to my brother-in-law's for his wife's 60th birthday.
Nice.
Party, and we had a very good time. Actually, we stopped at a place which they've got a big pizza oven outside, and they were making some very delicious pizzas. But we stopped
at your brother-in-law's house? They have a
no, not at the house, not the house. No, we went to a place where we also stopped when we were on one of our big bike rides as well, when we were doing the Chilterns. So that was down in Wallingford. So
I have heard that Wallingford pizza is the best.
I think it's called Spikes and Spokes. I'm not quite sure. But any cyclists out there that are in that area, then it's very, very tasty. And I had a good time.
Not a sponsor of this show.
Sadly not.
Sadly not.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. And if you want to be a sponsor of this show, we are so open to it. We don't even care what it is you're selling. We will sell our souls for almost anything.
We will.
Clorox bleach lozenges, sure. Bring it on. We're good with that. Actually,
cat poison. I mean, we'll sell it all.
Oh, cat poison. There should
now,
be a line.
folks, before you all get really mad at me, the reason I said that is because Guy is a bit of a cat lover.
I really am.
He's got loads of pussies in his house.
Okay, no edit point there. And they're looking at Gaz right now going, yeah.
On that, how many cats do you have?
We actually have 2. But
okay.
My son Guy has 2, and we've kind of adopted them, even though they're 2.5 hours away.
So there are lots of pussies in your house then.
So many, not in the house. Yeah, I like to spread them out. Oh my God.
You don't know what to do now, do
you? No, I'm very I don't know whether to restart the show or just keep going. I'm just going to keep going on.
Good.
I'm going on. Remember, if you live in Europe, Gaz is in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like all the people from Texas, New York. God, where else have I insulted here in the United States?
You don't insult, Guy. You never insult anywhere. It's all done with love.
That's right. And just because I can't stand 9/10 of the idiots in Florida, I mean the good people in Florida.
I was trying to help you. And then you
good luck.
Do that.
Good luck with that. Of course, I am also originally from Florida, so I don't.
There's something about that word, Floridian.
Floridians.
It's almost, it's surely
so easily into something else.
Yes, but it also feels like it's like you're a species from some weird planet.
We're
I
not.
suppose really that that says it all, doesn't it?
It's not beyond the realm of possibilities, Gaz. It's like this close, close.
But I can just imagine Captain Kirk saying, "Let's get to the Floridians."
Yeah, the planet of Floridians. It's the one with, it's got like a beach all the way around it.
All the way around.
Yeah, but no waves. So, go figure.
Okay.
Should we like move on to? Yes, I think we really should. I am still loving my Heil PR35 microphone. If you are in need of a microphone, and believe me, I have used many for spoken word, I think this thing is great. Heil, you should sponsor this show. Are we back to that now? I guess we are.
We are. We've got back to. I nearly said it, and I won't.
Also, it's going to be a special show, Gaz.
Oh, I do, and the reason I know is for the listeners. I must describe the reason I know it's going to be a special show is because there is something on Guy's head.
Yes, it is the hat of intelligence. Wait, no, that's
not right.
I don't know what the sound is that I played before.
Well,
so
you know that hat of intelligence.
All now questioning the hat of intelligence.
Yes, especially me.
Of course. So
anyway, I'm going to jump to give you a chance to try and figure out what the hell it is, which button you've got to press to get the hat of intelligence noise. I'm going to jump straight into, because they will be short, Gazzy snippets. Talking about Apple TV, Guy.
Yeah.
The acclaimed Apple TV show just got a new episode despite being cancelled. Now, we watched a few of these and they were okay, but it wasn't really grabbing, and it was giggly rather than laughing, and I think it got cancelled. But let me read this to you. Apple TV debuted the new comedy, The Completely Made Up Adventures of Dick Turpin, last year to critical praise.
Wait, The Completely Made Up, what was the name of the show?
The show is called The Completely Made Up Adventures of Dick Turpin. So Dick Turpin was okay. So Dick Turpin is a famed highwayman back in the 1700s or 1800s, whenever it was, and he used to do you know Adamant?
Yes.
Stand and Deliver.
Yes.
He did a bit of a highwayman.
Okay. No, I understand all that. I just never heard of the show. Okay.
So Dick Turpin was that. And so these are completely made up adventures of Dick Turpin. Okay. Now, the goth in the IT crowd.
Yes. Yeah.
The goth that they occasionally bring out.
British baking show.
It's him. It was actually him.
Oh, okay. I have heard of this show because he talked about it in an episode of the British Baking Show.
Okay. So Apple TV debuted the new comedy, The Completely Made Up Adventures of Dick Turpin, last year to critical praise and a quick season 2 renewal. However, that new season had been cancelled, right? Which, I don't think anybody was too surprised at, to be perfectly honest with you. Yet Apple have just released a surprise new episode of Dick Turpin with no official announcement. Now, is that a mistake? Is it a tester? It's just weird. So Apple
probably had one more in the can.
What, just did it? Yeah. Oh, let's put it. Someone press the button. No, don't press. No, it's gone. Don't worry about it. Apparently, Apple have shared a fix for a frustrating not delivered iMessage bug. There are details on why iMessages might show a not delivered alert appear against SMS or RCS messages in green bubbles, or come from your email instead of your phone number. So I've had this occasionally, but I've then been told that it was delivered by the person because they told me that got the message.
Yeah. Were they standing?
Sorry?
Were they standing?
They were sitting down, actually, I must admit.
Well, no wonder it didn't work.
And anyway, that fix is now out there. So if you're seeing that and thinking I'm getting an awful lot of these, do a search for the not delivered iMessage bug. It doesn't bother me because I don't use iMessage that much for
Or
text.
you mean messages or iMessage?
iMessages. The iMessage bug. It's
Okay.
it's messages, but it's when it sends it through the Apple ecosphere.
Oh, it becomes an iMessage.
It's kind of an iMessage, isn't it? So I kind of call it iMessages.
Okay.
Right? You know, it's like Apple taking over photos. Yeah,
they're not iPhotos anymore. They're just photos.
But they should be iPhotos. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Steve Jobs is to be honored with in 2026 with an American Innovation $1 coin. There you go.
Oh, great. I'm sure he'll be thrilled by that.
Well, you do know about Steve Jobs, don't you?
Yeah, he was the founder of Apple and then helped him out, in the 90s. And
yeah, cool. Anyway, he's getting a coin. Just mind you, he used to pay himself just $1, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, when you've got like 20 gazillion shares of Apple, I think you're going to be okay.
Apparently, Apple has yet again lost another AI exec as head of the ChatGPT-like search effort departs for Meta. Qi Yang, the Apple executive spearheading an initiative to create AI-powered web search capabilities, is departing to join Meta Platforms.
Okay. When I wrote the opening for the show this week, and I'm going to quote it here very, very quickly. The seemingly never-ending line of executives tossed into the alligator pit, I mean Apple AI initiatives. I was not aware that yet another executive had fallen on their sword in relation to Apple's AI initiatives. So I find that ironic and funny and other adjectives that make me look good.
And also, it must have been the hat of intelligence which helped you with that.
Yes.
A new Apple TV and Peacock bundle offers both services at a discounted price, including a special Apple One perk. Okay, so Apple TV and NBC Universal have announced a new partnership where customers in the US will be able to subscribe to a combined Apple TV and Peacock bundle at a discounted price. The $14.99 month bundle includes Apple TV, Peacock Premium, or you can get Apple TV and Peacock Premium plus their ad-free tier for $19.99 a month.
I wonder how much that would be if you just add Peacock to your already existing Apple TV. Is there any discount for that? I think that would be, and this is something that Apple should talk to all these other streaming services about. It says, you sell your streaming service for $15.99 a month or whatever it is. Include it with Apple TV and you get $10.99 a month, and they give them the entire amount because you're trying to build a brand. And Apple already, especially with Apple One, all the people that are on Apple One, Apple is making money hand over fist with their services. So include some of these other streaming services for a low price, give that in its entirety to the other streaming services just to get them on board.
Won't happen.
No.
Apparently, according to Bloomberg, Apple are planning a huge MacBook Pro overhaul as soon as next year. Huh?
Didn't they just do that last week?
Huh?
With the M5?
What they say is Apple may have just released its first M5 MacBook Pro, but there's already a lot of anticipation about what's next. Bloomberg, come on. I think better of you than that, Bloomberg. I haven't read this in its full, so I'm just going to go through it and we'll read it together because I think you might like this. Why Apple is a bigger threat to Tesla than Ford or GM. Tesla manufactures vehicles, yet its primary rivals today appear less like traditional automakers such as General Motors or Ford, and more like a major tech giant aiming to commercialize AI technologies. mighty Apple notably among them. The iPhone maker is considering launching a small AI-trained robot in 2026 or 2027, wrote Morgan Stanley. By the way, I'm reading this and he'll be dead by the time I finish because he's hanging himself.
Oh my God. So Apple is a bigger threat to Tesla based on a minor product that no one really knows about because
can I say the biggest threat to Tesla is that Cybertruck, but apparently he's selling it to him. He's selling it to himself. Product. He's selling it to himself anyway. So that's a way around it, isn't he? That is a fantastic business plan, Elon.
Ugliest
you must be one of the best entrepreneurs in the world.
You know,
you're creaming it.
Speaking of Steve Jobs, he famously said, the role of a CEO isn't to say yes, but to say no. To know when to say no.
Ready, Steve?
No.
Exactly. Come on, Elon. Good God.
Apple, I think we mentioned this, you know. I really do think we mentioned this. Apple announces partnership with Formula One for exclusive US coverage. Apple and Formula One, on the day of the American Grand Prix in Austin, or one of the American Grand Prix, this one in Austin, announced a 5-year partnership that brings all F1 races exclusive to Apple TV in the United States beginning next year. The partnership allows Apple TV to provide comprehensive coverage of Formula One, including all practice, qualifying, sprint, and Grand Prix. Select races and all practice sessions will also be available for free in the Apple TV app throughout the course of the season. Now, I'm hoping that we get a little bit over here, but I don't think we will because I think I mentioned Sky have got it over here.
You say, well, and that's the problem is F1 is locked up
everywhere,
in the country, everywhere.
Yeah.
And do they show ads when you're watching it on Sky?
Oh, what? Do they? Do they?
See, and this goes back to something that I have harped on so many freaking times is that if you have content that you are selling ads for, the content should be free because the ads should be paying for the content.
Well, you see, Sky used to do this, and they charge quite a lot for TV over here, as far as I'm concerned. And they never used to have ads, but then slowly they needed to make more money. The way to make more money, put advertising in. And that's it, end of story. So they then create tiers, don't they? Oh, you can still have ad free. Oh, yes, you can, but you have to pay this much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's the same thing with American
next story.
football.
I'm moving on. Samsung reportedly gives up on super thin smartphones amid low sales. The reason I brought that up is because there is a link to another story in a moment or two. Apple are said to cut iPhone Air production amid underwhelming sales.
I wonder
why.
More
on this in a moment. In fact, it's next. I got it lined up perfectly. iPhone Air sells out almost instantly in China.
What?
Yeah. Took you a moment, didn't it?
Yeah, it kind of did. I thought it was going to be more of the iPhone Air is thin for no real reason and no one's buying it. But then you threw me that curveball. It's like, well, everyone in China likes it. It's like, what?
wait, what?
Wait, what?
So apparently it's not selling very well, but it is selling really well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
according to which country you live in.
Sure glad I got on my hat of intelligence.
Apple accuses Epic Games of wanting a free ride. Apple and Epic Games are facing off in Australia, among other countries, and this week Apple accused Epic Games of seeking a free ride on its platform. In a statement to MacRumors, Apple said that it will continue to fight for a ruling that respects its intellectual property. For context, Epic Games sued Apple in Australia way back in 2020, accusing the company of violating competition laws. In August 2025, Australia's federal court partially sided with Epic, deciding that Apple's rules prohibiting sideloading and alternative payment methods did indeed violate the Competition and Consumer Act. The court hasn't decided on how it will address Apple's anti-competitive behaviour, but Epic Games wants the court to permit sideloading on iPhones in Australia with no fees paid to Apple. Apple believes that Epic's request goes beyond what the court declared in its August ruling, while the judge said Apple's anti-sideloading rules violated competition law. The ruling also acknowledged that Apple has the right to be paid for its technology and that Apple's security and privacy concerns are a valid reason to prohibit third-party app stores.
Yeah.
Wow. Boy, do they get themselves in a pickle when they try and talk tech, these people.
Honestly, on it, that last bit that you were saying,
yeah,
that's like the whole argument in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Now, Epic has other ways to get friggin' money. They can have a web portal that you can go to on your iPhone, and you can set up through that web portal some way to pay for their stuff on your iPhone. But to just have a method of payment on your iPhone that's like an app for somebody else's platform, that's like ridiculous. Why would anyone do that? And furthermore, does Epic allow side loading of like things like skins and stuff like that outside of the Epic store?
Probably not.
Yeah. So explain to me the difference here, please.
Although I said probably not, they might do. Anyway,
if anybody knows, please let us know.
I'm just going to jump back because I kept this story in twice because this one had got some money. I'm linking back to the Formula One because this tells us how much Apple paid for it, which was 750 million. Chop change, isn't it? 750 million for 5 years, which is 90 million more than ESPN were paying for it.
Okay. That's over the course of 5 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's not entirely. I mean, when you're talking about,
well, in the States, obviously indie is still massive. And I think I heard numbers of around, I think it was either 1 million or 1.5 million viewers, regular viewers in the US, which, compared to the rest of the world for F1, that's tiny. Well, not tiny, but it's not massive. Texas has hit with a pair of lawsuits for its App Store age verification requirements. Texas could have a serious legal battle on its hands thanks to an age verification law. We mentioned this last time for app stores that it recently enacted. In response to the Texas App Store Accountability Act and the Computer and Communications Industry Association filed a lawsuit that argues the new order goes against the First Amendment rights.
How? Never mind. I'm not going to.
Don't ask me how. I don't know how, but that's what they're saying.
I know.
If you want to know how, go to the courts and get involved.
No, don't. Oh, we just had somebody here arrested for threatening to kill ICE agents on TikTok.
Oof.
So, yeah,
Silly.
the guy's an idiot. But not necessarily because he doesn't like ICE, but just for thinking you can say things like that to FBI agents, and they're just going to be like, "Oh, well, okay,
yeah,
no, I guess you can say those things." No, they're not going to put up with threats. So you're kind of dumb.
And finally, Apple employees have concerns over Siri performance in early iOS 26.4 builds. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Who was this? Apple employees?
Apple employees.
I think I can change that a little bit.
Go on.
Everyone owning Apple gear is worried about Siri performance in the next version of the OSs. Everyone.
That is the end of Gaz's snippets.
Hey, how about that?
How about that?
Oh, there was some good stuff there, Gaz.
God.
Where are we here? Here we are. I had to look for myself, and there I am.
In the mirror.
Hat of intelligence. Today, we're going to talk about Apple TV. And when you say Apple TV, it can mean so many things. It can be a hardware device. It can be a streaming service. It can be an application. It can be a gel for when you have no, it's not.
It's
not a gel.
That's a different
And if
story.
it was, I'd probably take that too. But getting back on topic, when I kind of look at this, Gaz, it's really two things. You've got the device, the Apple TV device, which I think it used to be called Apple HT or Apple TV HD, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was 2.5, 3 years ago, and there hasn't been new ones.
Probably, yeah. No.
Yeah, it could have been longer than that.
Yeah, I think so.
But there is probably, if I was going to guess, I would say, what are the odds that there'll be a new Apple TV before the end of the year? But we're not playing that game. And you notice we didn't play that game when they had the big announcement in September.
No.
Yeah, I kind of fell off the wagon there. I should have had something ready, but I didn't. So we have the Apple TV device, and then we also have Apple TV, the streaming service, which used to be called Apple TV Plus. Then we also have Apple TV, the application for other streaming platforms so you can get to your Apple TV content. And when I look at those two, the app for the streaming service and the streaming service itself, I think that's one thing. It's one thing.
Yeah.
Because
I think so.
It's advertising telling you if you open this, if you hit this button on whatever streaming device that Apple has that available on, and I think it's on most of them, then you can get to Apple TV streaming content. So the big deal is between the Apple TV hardware and the Apple TV service. Why do you think they named them both the same thing?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't thought about it, but basically I would say it's to create, they do that a lot of the time though. They don't like lots of names. They don't like to have lots of separation. So for me, as soon as Apple starts talking about a subname or a subdivision of something, they don't like that. So there's partially that, I think, in there. And I think eventually they will just be amalgamating it into one service on one process, possibly.
It kind of is that, even when you look at the application that you can get on a Roku or whatever Amazon calls their streaming box, and those are the big two. You can actually take a what do you call it? Those like a BlackBerry Pi or Blueberry Pi. What do they call it? Is that right? Blueberry Pi?
Apple and BlackBerry Pi.
Talking about the little tiny computer.
It's called a Raspberry. It's called a
Raspberry Pi. Okay. Wow. Hat of intelligence. It's squeezing my head a little too much. Yes. But anyway, you can actually take like a Raspberry Pi, which I think they use in the Roku. I don't know what they use in the Amazon box, and create your own little streaming box. Is it easy? I have no idea. Is it easier to just go ahead and get a Roku box? Probably. But regardless, any of these boxes that do streaming, if it can accept the Apple TV application, you can use it to get all of the Apple TV streaming content. And I think that I remember when that happened, there was a lot of people going, oh, they're going to cancel the Apple TV hardware, and they're going to do this, and it's like, no, it had nothing to do with that. It was that Apple TV as a service makes Apple money.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think going back to the naming thing, whenever I talked about Apple TV, I just called Apple TV. I never called, I subscribe to Apple One, so I've got Apple TV Plus. But I never used to reference it as Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
And people, when they're speaking to me, non-Apple owners of an Apple TV, will say, "Oh, I haven't got Apple TV. Not I haven't got an Apple TV, but I haven't got Apple TV." They would never ever say, "I haven't got Apple TV Plus," because they wouldn't know. So I think there's a bit of that as to why they've gone back on that name as well.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, because the one platform that I left out was all the smart TVs that are out there that accept applications as well, because you don't have to have any of these boxes that we've been talking about. Most relatively modern TVs have the ability to have either Wi-Fi or direct Ethernet connection into the back of them, and will accept applications, for the main reason being that it makes them more money, because of course those TVs are sending back to the manufacturer well, I can't say that as 100%, but most of them are sending back what you're watching through their TV. I'm sorry, your TV, whatever it is that you're watching. So
I've got to say, I would much prefer to have a stupid TV, because sometimes a smart TV, it comes up with options which you think, I don't care. Just go away. All I want to do is watch what I want to watch through the box that I've attached to you. And I want to watch it that way, because your smartness is definitely not on the comparable list to Guy's Hat of Intelligence.
That's right. That's right, Gaz. Yeah. And again, that is a problem, that we're in a society now where everyone's information is for sale. And remember, part of the reason why these TVs are so cheap is because of what they're getting on the back end.
Yeah.
And some of them now won't even let you use them unless you create an account on them, which is a whole another level of assholery that some of these TV makers are doing. And
crazy
yeah,
stuff.
and we're getting off the topic. I think you were correct in that Apple basically saw it as a difference that made no difference between the Apple TV hardware and the Apple TV Plus service. So basically said, "Oh, the hell with it. We're just going to call it Apple TV."
Yeah.
And if you are confused between an application / service and a piece of hardware that you can hold in your hand, I don't really know what to tell you. You have other issues than trying to figure out what exactly the name of a device or service is. Would you agree with that, Gaz?
I think I would, but I haven't got a tip.
The Hat of Intelligence nodding now.
Gaz's tips. I told you I haven't got a tip.
Most of them. You don't have a tip this week?
Don't have a tip. No.
Okay, well, hold
because
on.
I've been away, and I like to research my tips a little bit more.
Okay.
As most people like the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Okay, is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Okay.
You just want to play those, don't you?
I do.
That's the only reason. So I'm really going to have to get a whole list of tips in place so that you can play that with confidence.
It's just funny for me to play half of the Gaz's tip intro and then stop and glare. And then play the closing theme. And yes, it doesn't matter if you tell me ahead of time that you don't have a tip.
True.
Because I'll forget. And that's intelligence. And I'll just keep going in whatever direction I need to go. Now, having said all of that, we don't have any social stuff.
No.
Yes, I know it is kind of sad, but sometimes that's just the way things that hat of intelligence. That's just the way things go sometimes. So if you would like to send us something like that, if you've done a review on the podcast app or somewhere else that you've downloaded this show, let us know, and hopefully I can go out and find it and also include your email. And I haven't sent one out since we started this new version of the show.
Ooh, you could be the first.
Yeah, you could be the first person to get a Woo Tea. Do you know what a Woo Tea is, Gaz?
I was just going to ask you, what is a Woo Tea?
You know what? Psychic connection between us, because I knew you were going to say that. And you'll probably know that I'm going to say this. A Woo Tea is a big W, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation point. That is a Woo Tea. And I saw you mouthing those words just as I was saying it. And remember, on any of these things, if you write a review or you send us audio communication, and however which way you want to do it, you can say anything. You can say whatever you want. Please don't make it really long, or it's not going to make it. But you can say whatever you want about,
unless it's a whole second section intellectually.
True.
We'll take that.
Oh yeah. If you're going to talk about, well, the Apple TV does this, and the M5 wasn't put in the 16-inch because of blah 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 reasons. Yeah, we'll play one of those, because those are actually great. We haven't gotten one of those in a really, really long time. But yeah, we can create if you write a good enough, if you send us an audio comment about a good enough topic, we will use that for the entire center section, and you'll get an extra special Woo Tea. Do you know what a Woo Tea? No, I'm not going to go down that avenue again.
I know what it is. It's a big W, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark.
It's not a point.
Well, it is for you Americans. I call it a mark.
Well,
I might be wrong.
Us Americans say lots of things.
I always call it exclamation mark, but I don't know whether that's right or wrong.
No, well, I mean, I think this is one of the cases, and this is unusual, where we both could be right.
Steps back in frustration.
Did you say steps back in an exclamation?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay. See, that would have been funny too. Anyway, if you're doing like a review, we're still on this.
Get on, move on, man.
Yeah, keep it between 5 to 10 seconds. And if you must use naughty words, that's okay, but they'll probably be beeped, because we have started putting your bumpers in just before we start the show. So you could hear it on a show coming up if you do one. And of course, you'll get that thing that we've already explained twice. Gaz, did you know people can also financially support us?
Can they?
They can.
They can go to amazement.
Coffee. Sorry?
Steps back in amazement.
Yeah. Exclamation mark point. No, mark. You can go to coffee, ko-fi.com/MacParrot. You can also PayPal through paypal.me/MacParrot. And don't forget the Discord channel that is gaining no traction whatsoever, so you could be the first there too. And go to Discord, look for VertShark. There we go. And Gaz, if people wanted to get hold of you after this super long segment of talking about how to get a hold of us, how can they do so?
It is so easy. Send an email to gazjz@mymac.com, or I'm on lots of different socials. I think I'm on Threads. I think I'm still on Mastadon. I'm on BlueSky. I'm over at Strava. I'm on the Twat Faces. And you just have to find GazMaz, GazMaz. You can also find Guy and Gaz on Twitax and BlueSky as Guy and Gaz, which is GUYANDGAZ.
Cars.
His name was Guy.
Ah,
Guy.
Guy?
Guy's the one.
Pay no attention to that guy behind the curtain.
we don't.
Guy says Guy
Eh,
was paid us 75
I
grand.
wasn't.
We know it was a guy.
We do.
I like to go with Guy.
Okay. Ah,
You remember Guy?
do they?
If you want,
An email from Guy.
how would they do it?
No fooling.
There we go. Okay. And I kind of had Gaz over a barrel there because
You did.
he wants to keep moving on the show, and I'm just sitting there going, nope. Gotta play it. Well, if you want to send me an email, you can do so by using the email client of your choice and typing in at mymac.com. And it's still working as far as I know. I don't know how much longer. Eventually we may have to move some stuff around. You can also reach me over on the flitters. I am both MacParrot and VertShark on Twaxnet, and you can reach me as MacParrot over there on the Skies of Blue. I'm sure I know I have an account on Mastadon, but I haven't used it in like forever. And of course, I am also on the Book of Faces, as you know, me. Gaz,
He's the guy.
yeah, I know that we have a Google Voice number. Will you please inform all of these good people what that number is?
Call 703-284-677 for the My Mac podcast with Guy and Gaz. It's tech heaven. That's 703-828-4677.
And there it fades away. And for the absolute first time, Gaz, see now you're, because you know what I'm going to say and you're screwing with me. I can tell these things. It didn't dip. It did not dip through the middle of it until you did your fade. Yeah, I know. I'm shocked. I have no idea, which pretty much tells me that's a StreamYard thing, or it was a StreamYard thing. Hopefully it's fixed forever. And if for some reason you missed it is. It's a mystery. If you didn't catch that number, here it is one more time.
703-828-4677.
Yes, that's right, Gaz. 703-828-46. Outside. Outside the US, you will have to use the country code 1 and then the number. And yes, if you are outside the United States hat of intelligence, then you will most likely incur charges if dialed directly. But there's so many other ways that you can use all those other ways. Some of the other stuff I do, the thrice weekly Guy's Daily Drive archives. And
Yeah, I don't have a thing for that.
oh, for Guy's Daily Drive?
No.
Oh, you know what you can use is like a car noise, like a. I bet you have.
I mean, I was going to think this.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the car noise is better.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to find one.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you can also get Tales from the AI Verse, which has just one episode, and it's like molasses.
I think it'd actually be this.
Yeah. Actually, that's better. So mark that one down for any time I say Guy's Daily Drive.
Oh, hang on a minute. I've got to go back to it now.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Well, this is the sad part of the show where we have to say goodbye to all of you fine people. And again, this is not a joke. Both Gaz and myself super appreciate the fact that you take the time to download and listen to this show. And don't forget that if you are enjoying the show, please let other people know about it. That would be the absolute best way to repay us for our time in putting all this together. Gaz, I think we were good enough. Yeah, and short, concise.
Yeah.
I like it. For once, I think we were smart enough. We came to we had it. We had a discussion. We came
did.
to a conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, it was the wrong conclusion, but you're right.
Yeah,
You're
well,
right. Yeah.
it was a conclusion.
It was a conclusion.
That
Yes.
was all
yeah.
we need, Gaz.
I mean, it was almost.
So close to solid gold. And that doggone it, woof, 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 wolf. You know, there's a place here called Wolf's Lodge where they have an indoor water park. They have a string of them across the United States. So even if you're like in a really snowy climate, and damn it, they're not a sponsor of this show, but they should be. If you're in a really snowy climate and you want to get your water on, you can go to Great Wolf's Lodge or Wolf's Lodge, whatever they call the place, and get on water slides and swim around and do all kinds of fun stuff.
Move on, Guy.
Moving on. People like us.
Well, I could tell you a joke about a pizza, but it's a little cheesy.
Whoa.
End.